Hello and a very good day everyone. So today we will learn about cost allocation among the 6 friends who went for a vacation in Pangkor. So we want to actually distribute the cost accordingly. So at the end we want to know who pays who and the right amount. Because in these expenses, some of them pay the lump sum amount and eventually this amount will be split equally among them. Then later on we want to find out is who have to pay who the final amount. In this particular file, we do have all the expenses and it shows that these 6 friends went for a trip to Pangkor. And in fact, some of them actually took turns to pay for the expenses, like for the homestay, transportation, ferry. So these 6 friends, they went to Pangkor and some of the expenses, they actually paid by some of them. So for example, over here, like you see, brought Holland, he paid about 200 ringgit for some activities like snorkeling and so on. And these 200 ringgit should be shared among these 6 people, whereby each of them have to pay 33 ringgit to Holland. But then, since different friends paid for different expenses, so the group need to calculate, okay, who how much and how much balance to be paid and so on. So instead of showing the total, they need to know, okay, who paid who and how much is the balance and so on. So what we are going to do is, we are going to use Power Query to do this particular transformation so that we can actually understand that how much each traveler need to review their final share so that they can actually pay back the total amount owed. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to highlight this entire table. We know that these 6 friends went to Pangkor. We know that some of the expenses paid by these travelers, and then eventually they need to allocate their share, and then these people all, they need to pay back the amount. So since I have highlighted the table, I will go to data and I'll click from table/range. Once I do that, you will notice that a box will appear. So when this box appear, what we need to do is we just press OK. So when I press OK, what happen is, at this juncture, it will go to Power Query Editor. So in the Power Query Editor, what happened is we do have this number, expenses paid by, RM and paid for. So I want to actually divide this 1080 to these 6 people, 119 to these people, but not all of them. They need to we need to actually divide to all of them, because for example, like this parting, which costs about 300 ringgit, actually it need to be allocated to 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, not all 6 of them. So what I need to do is, I go to add column, custom column. So under the custom column, what I need to do is, I'll just have to first and foremost need to actually count how many of them. But before I count, what I need to do is, I need to separate them. So I'll use right here text split. Okay, so text split over here, open bracket. So we want to split the paid for. So I click the paid for and then comma. So paid for, I want to split with a space and comma. So I put here apostrophe, space and comma, close apostrophe, close bracket, and then I press OK. So what happened is, it will come out as a list, and when I click it over here, it will show like Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, Mbappe and 𝗏𝗏𝗏. These 4 of them is in the list. So I don't want to know the list, instead I want to know the number of them, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 of them. So what I'll do is, I'll just click over here, I will highlight this. So first thing is, I'll just put here list count. So what it'll do is, it will count the number of them, and then I'll use text split and then open bracket, paid for, insert, comma, apostrophe, comma, close apostrophe, close bracket and close bracket. Now I press OK. So now what happened is, it will count. Okay, rupa-rupanya, what happened is, we need to divide this number with this number. So what I'll do next is, I'll divide. So I'll just click this column, press Ctrl, click the custom column, and then under add column, standard, and then divide. Integer means will not show decimal places, so I'll just click divide. So this is how we get, okay, so like one person have to pay 180, 19.8, this and so on. So the next thing what I want to do is, actually I want to split this column. So click this column, you can right click and you can split, or under this transform over here also got split, under home also got split. Okay, it's either way it works. Split by delimiter. And then actually I want to split not by space, by a custom, because it is a space apostrophe. So I put here space apostrophe, not by actually columns, by the rows, because split by the rows means it will split like this. Right. So right now we know, okay, who paid, what is expense and so on. The next thing what I want to do is, I want to do a group by. I just want to know, okay, who paid who and what is what and so on. So the next thing what I want to do is, if you see here, Messi, Ronaldo. So Messi actually paid 1080, but then Ronaldo need to pay back 180 and so on. So we just want to do group by. So under transform, you can go to group by, or under home also we do have a group by. So you click group by. What I want to group by is, I actually want to group by, okay, so we have a paid for, and then I just want to know, okay, so we also have paid by, and then the next thing is, okay, this one I don't want, delete this, and I put here sum, and I put here by division, and then I press OK. Alright, there you go. So Ronaldo, he actually have to pay to Messi about 258, and Messi this and so on, and then 𝗏𝗵𝗲𝗹 need to pay about this and so on. Because what happened here this year, initially for example, Ronaldo need to pay about 180, and then if you look here carefully, there's also other expenses like Ronaldo over here, he need to pay about 78 to Messi and so on. So when just see we group by, we can see, okay, Ronaldo, and then some of the expenses, what happened is, like, see, Ronaldo, Messi have to pay this and so on. So what we need to do next is, we need to actually do, here we have the paid for, here we have the paid by, but we want to create a better summary, because like you see here, Ronaldo, he have to pay to Messi, but then here also if you see, Messi have to pay to Mbappe. So we have a very mixed data. What happened is, like, for example, 𝗏𝗵𝗲𝗹 have to pay to Messi about 180, but then Messi here have to pay back to 𝗏𝗵𝗲𝗹 78 ringgit. So what I'll do next is, I'll go to merge query, click here merge query. So we have the paid for, paid by. I'll just use the same thing, the current one. So first I click this, I press Ctrl, I click this 1, 2, but here I'll do opposite. I'll click here 1 and I'll click here. So we have about 23 matches out of 21. Then I press OK. Then I'll just click it over here. I'll just take the count, and then I press OK. So the name is not so important. So if you see here carefully, okay, here we have 78, and then this for example, like Lionel Messi have to pay to this 𝗏𝗵𝗲𝗹, because Leo Messi have to pay to 𝗏𝗵𝗲𝗹 about 31 ringgit, but over here 𝗏𝗏𝗲𝗹 have to pay Messi this and so on. So what I'll do next is, I'll just minus this first. But if you see here, if just say I click here to minus, for example, I go to this add column, standard, and I subtract. So you don't have any tab, because 180 minus null, it becomes a null. So what I need to do first is, I need to actually replace the null with 0. So click this column, transform, and then replace value. So whatever that is null, and then I put here 0. Then what I do is, I click this column, and then I go to add column, and then standard, and subtract. So we have minus. So for example, this Leo Messi, if you see here, is 0 and so on. So this column, what I'll do is, I'll just click over here, number filter greater than 0. Alright, so there you go. So now we do have these numbers. So we have this Ronaldo actually have to pay to Messi about 233. So this is the data that we have. Okay, so now what I'll do is, right, so there you go. So what happened is, now we do have like Ronaldo have to pay to Messi, and 𝗏𝗵𝗲𝗹 have to pay this. So this is actually how we can know who owes and so on. Alright, and if just say you want to actually know, what is the total amount, you can actually go to over here. But before that, I'll just change the name. I put here amount owed. Okay, so we have paid for, we have paid by, we have amount owed. So I just go to home, I just click here, close and load to. So when I click close and load to, what happen is, it will actually a box will appear, and it will go to a new worksheet. So I'll just click here pivot table report, and then I press OK. So once I press OK, so now we do have like the paid by, paid for. So I'll just click here paid for. So we have all the names. Of course, there is what you notice here is we have a redundant names, but never mind, later I'll just try to edit. So we have this amount owed, and then we have this paid by. So bro Alan have to pay to Messi 146, he have to pay here 48 and so on. But of course, you may ask me why we have a redundant. Don't worry, we can actually edit again. So I go to data, queries and connection, and I right click and I press edit. What I do is, in this Power Query Editor, I'll try to actually do the trimming. So I select this column, transform, format, and trim. So once I trim, I go to home and close and load. So now you'll notice there will be some changes. So now it looks better. And if you don't want this in a very messy format, what you do is, you press right click, and then you just go to number format. You can just put here accounting. Maybe you don't want the symbol, and maybe 2 decimal places only. Press OK. So now we can see the data. So what happened is Harlan owes about 194 and he need to pay these people. So you just say I want to sort, right click, and then I want to sort from largest to smallest. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So we know now, we know what is the details. That means Haaland have to pay about 146 to Messi, Ronaldo have to pay this, Ilengis have to pay this, and Mbappe have to pay this. So this is the transaction. So just say what you can do is you can record the expenses, who paid what, for who, and so on, what is the amount, what is the details, and then eventually over here it will actually show us what is the final amount need to be paid.